Good afternoon. I'm calling to order the May 15th meeting of the Albany County Planning Board. It is 3:40 p.m. We have Tayshawn, Jeff, and myself are in attendance today. Meeting minutes for April 2025. We cannot vote today due to Brian's absence. So I am going to move right into the cases.
Yep, so you're going to do a motion to, typically you would do a motion to say, do I have a motion to put all the cases that have deferred to local consideration in one?
Okay. Can I have a motion to move all referrals with the staff opinion of defer to local consideration to the front of the agenda and to vote on them as a group?
I motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Project name, area variance for subdivision, applicant Matthew Galt, project location 137 Madison Avenue, municipality, City of Albany, referring agency, City of Albany Zoning Board of Appeals. Considerations, area variances to complete proposed lot subdivision to separate 3 existing buildings from 137 Madison Ave into 3 separate lots. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. The board has found that the proposed action will have no impact on the jurisdictional determinant referring to in this case, nor will have significant countywide or intermunicipal impact. Project name, Steamboat Square Revitalization, Phase 2, applicant Albany Housing Authority, project location 200, 202, 230 Green Street, municipality, City of Albany. Considerations, site plan review for the rehabilitation of 3 high-rise mixed-use structures and 44 2-story townhouses located in the Steamboat Square neighborhood. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Project name, Columbia Greens, applicant Cole Realty Group, project location 250 Columbia Street, municipality, City of Cohoes, referring agency, City of Cohoes Zoning Board of Appeals. Considerations, use variance for the construction of multiple 2-story apartment buildings with a total of 36 units. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Project name, Tanner and Frangel lot line adjustments. Applicant Carmen and Francis Frangella. Project location 29 Spore Road in Queens. Is that how you municipality? Queens. Referring agency, Town of Queens Zoning Board of Appeals. Considerations, local law number 6 to establish a new chapter in the town code and lot line adjustment proposing 0.90 acres to be merged with the Frangella lot from the Tanner lot. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Next project name, Western Diner. Applicant, Douglas Boltkovic. Project location, 2019 Western Avenue, municipality, Town of Guilderland, referring agency, Town of Guilderland Zoning Board of Appeals. Considerations, special use permit amendment requiring plantings on the adjacent property line. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Project name, Town Line, applicant Town Line Motorsports and Dolce Realty Corp. Project location 6003 SR 32. Town of Westerlo, referring agency, Town of Westerlo Planning Board. Considerations, area variance for the proposed installation of a 3x12 backlit sign, Kawasaki, above the existing sign. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Project name, Kiernan Subdivision, applicant Owen Kiernan. Project location 186 CR 411 Greenville, municipality, Town of Westerlo. Referring agency, Town of Westerlo Planning Board. Considerations, minor subdivision of property into 3 lots consisting of 53.52 acres 5.05 acres and 94.37 acres. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Project name, Askew Miller subdivision. Applicant Matthew Askew. Project location 112 Bell Road. Municipality, Town of Knox. Referring agency, Town of Knox Planning Board. Considerations, 2-lot subdivision of the parcel into lot 1 with 7.5 acres and lot 2 with 14.41 acres. Staff opinion is defer to local consideration, but there is an advisory note which states as follows: a highway work permit from the Albany County Department of Public Works for driveway construction, drainage, and public utility connections within the county right-of-way should be required for future developments on the parcel consisting of 14.41 acres.
That was the last of the deferred. All of our guests today that we have in person are for 2 of the cases that we just were talking about but haven't voted on yet. Brendan Bannigan is here for the Steamboat Square one, and Matthew Askew and
Bob Miller.
are for the Askew Miller subdivision. If you have any questions or they are here before we vote if anyone needs to ask them anything or.
Does anyone have any questions, comments, or objections?
Both the cases are deferred to local consideration, so there is no countywide impact. So we have no comments on it.
Very good.
Okay, so we can vote.
Can I ask for a vote, a motion?
My motion. I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so this will get sent back to the municipality. And again, we don't have any comments, so it goes back to the Fisher Town. It's back to the city. Monday or the end of next week.
Okay. With all those forms, I sent you an email. I'm not sure if those are the forms that you're looking for.
Yeah, those were the municipality forms.
They were?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
So
great.
they will be saved in our records now, but the determination letters will be sent out next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, file with the county clerk's office. Well,
Yeah, yes.
with a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, it will go back to the town and the town would probably have to provide the final approval and then the next process.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
And you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. But if you would prefer, you are also welcome to go about your day, whatever works for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So moving on. Project name Mini Mart with fueling canopy, applicant Osborne Ventures LLC, project location 465 Albany Shaker Road, municipality, Town of Colony, referring agency, Town of Colony Planning Board. Considerations, site plan review for the redevelopment of the existing parcel with a 1-story, 6,360 square foot building and a proposed canopy with 8 multi-product fuel dispensers. Staff opinion is modify local approval to include review by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to determine potential jurisdiction under bulk petroleum storage regulations, and that the underground storage tank systems meet both state and federal regulations should be required. Review by the Albany County Department of Health for food service and other necessary permits should be required. The proposed left turn from Osborne Road should be prohibited to avoid turns across multiple lanes and result in collisions. The existing curb cut should be replaced with vertical face curb, and the sidewalk on Albany Shaker Road should be replaced. The Osborne Road driveway will require relocation of a drop inlet. Advisory note, all requested waivers should be reviewed for zoning compliance before final approval. So, any questions or concerns, objections?
Yeah.
Can I have a motion?
Motion. Yes, I mean.
All in favor? Aye. The next Project is Stewart Shops additional parking. The applicant is Stewart Shops. Project location 1218 Troy Schenectady Road and 409 Bly Road. Municipality, Town of Colony. Referring agency, Town of Colony Planning Board. Considerations: rezoning of 409 Bly Road from single-family residential to commercial residential, to relocate access road for Stewart's and Plaza 7 Commons to accommodate additional parking for Stewart's. Staff opinion: modify local approval to include notification of the application should be sent to the County of Schenectady, including all required notices pursuant to GML Section 239 NN. And the town should require the applicant to submit a screening plan incorporating vegetative buffer for the adjoining single-family residential properties. Any questions or objections?
I do have a question. Didn't we review this prior?
We did, they're expanding the proposal, yeah, we did, we reviewed this in, April of 2024. Yeah. And we are repeating our comments again.
Okay. And did they already do work, or is this
With an expansion, proposed expansion.
on top of what you guys already reviewed prior?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Hmm.
I have a motion.
A motion. A second.
All in favor? Aye. Project name is Denoyer Tank and Fuel Pump. The applicant is Thomas Denoyer. Project location 264 Wolf Road. Municipality, Town of Colony. Referring agency, Town of Colony Planning Board. Considerations: site plan review to install a private fuel dispenser and underground storage tank, which provides storage for the Denoyer Chevrolet dealership at 127 Wolf Road. Staff opinion: modify local approval to include review by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to determine potential jurisdiction under bulk petroleum storage regulations, and that the underground storage tank systems meet both state and federal regulations should be required. 2, one of the 3 driveways should be removed and the others brought up to current standards to address concerns regarding access management and site distance to the southern driveway. Site distance to the southern driveway needs to be maintained. Any questions or objections?
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Project name, Pyramid Use Variance. Applicant, Kevin Parisi and David Aitken, Crossgates Release Co. LLC. Project location, 1621 Western Avenue, 1617 Western Avenue, 1615 Western Avenue, 1613 Western Avenue, 1593 Western Avenue. Municipality, Town of Guilderland. Referring agency, Town of Guilderland Zoning Board of Appeals. Considerations: use variance permitting drive-through restaurant consistent with adjacent operating businesses. Staff opinion: modify local approval to include the proposal for the drive-through restaurant is identified to be a type 2 action as per the referral form included in the review packet. The determination should be assessed to be changed to a type 1 or unlisted action requiring a completed environmental assessment form identifying potential environmental impacts. The proposal should be sent back for site plan review and special use permit to the Albany County Planning Board before the town grants final approval. 3, the town should require the applicant to submit a complete traffic study before granting final approval, as it is a very high traffic intersection. Traffic generated from adjacent land use should be taken into consideration. 4, review and permits by the New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway or involve any change of use or expansion of an existing development on a state highway should be required. Any questions or objections?
Do you have the site plans? Yes.
Yep. We don't have a site plan, we only have a location map. Okay, I'll just open that up. We also share that with the guests. This only identifies the location.
Send some questions also too.
I think we have somebody from
It's
this.
just this one.
Yeah. I just wanted to see what the location was. Which makes sense about the traffic study.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, that's a busy.
That's where the gas station was, right?
Yeah, it's like.
Gas station was further down. It's like right at that main entrance there.
And so do we know what exactly is going there, or is this just?
The proposal is for a drive-through restaurant. Although a restaurant is an allowed use in the transit-oriented development zoning district, a drive-through is not, which is why a use variance is requested.
Cause that's where that mobile, I think it was like a mobile or something.
There was something there.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like in
it's an
between,
abandoned.
in between that,
Yep.
what's it, the jewelry shops
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
and the entrance.
Yep.
And it would matter a lot if it was a Chick-fil-A, because you know how much traffic
That's gonna generate.
all these generate. So
Yeah.
That was gonna do, yeah.
the end user should matter.
Yes.
I don't know if we have any jurisdiction over that. I know we don't, but the end user should matter, or can they possibly create some type of entry from the Crossgate Circle?
Was gonna say, similar to the Costco, isn't this coming off of the ring road, not off the main road?
So
Um,
if appropriate, I apologize, this is David Aiken, just wanted to listen in to see if there are any specific questions. You can see the plan there reflects access to Crossgates Mall Road. And I think as the memo indicated, taking this into two considerations, this is a site about 2.55 acres that we've been working to facilitate redevelopment of for almost 5 years at this point. There are some complexities with the site, and unfortunately, both a hotel use as well as a supermarket sort of backed away. So step number one, as was indicated, is to request a use variance, which from my perspective would give a permission slip to be able to present not only to this board, but also to the Guilderland Zoning Board of Appeals, a request for a special use permit with a further defined, much further defined site plan with a complete environmental review, including the necessary traffic diligence that was recommended. The underlying zoning on which the transit-oriented development district zoning was recommended, the general business district, does include, that underlying zoning does include the ability for a drive-through. And I believe I did hear comments about the, I'll call it nearly adjacent Dunkin' Donuts a little further east on Western Ave. And then across the street, there's a McDonald's. So, similar uses, in that area, plus the ability to access, off of Crossgates Mall Road. So with the approval from the Guilderland Zoning Board of Appeals, we'll be able to flesh out a specific plan and answer the additional questions that I've heard asked today.
David, just one question. So are all the parcels in the general business district? Because the referral form, it's indicated that it is a TOD zoning district.
So it is the TOD. The TOD does permit every general business district use, with the exception, and I can't explain exactly why, but the drive-throughs were a prohibited use, which is the reason why we've requested the use variance. The TOD was based upon the Westmere Corridor Study, and that Westmere Corridor Study did not include that limitation. So that is the reason for the request of the use, variance, as further outlined in all of the information submitted.
Okay.
So understand what you've recommended, and happy to work through that following consideration by the Guilderland, Zoning Board of Appeals, and with that, we'll do the necessary homework and analysis.
Will this come back before us again?
This will, so once we do our review, to go back to the ZBA, and if the use variance is approved by the town's ZBA, it will be reviewed by the town's planning board for site plan. And then since the ZBA is the lead agency, they will do a special use permit review. And when they do that, it will come to us for a special use permit. And when it comes for a special use permit, we'll have a lot more information. We'll have building layout, we'll have more details regarding site plans and concept reviews.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's the second recommendation, that it would be sent back to us for another review.
And we understand that and expect that.
Yeah, I think without knowing what's there, I think my concern just would be where traffic is coming in and out of, and how that's going to look. But to your point, we'll find that out when it comes back. So.
Any other questions or objections?
No.
So just a quick question, because we just shown with the traffic going back into the mall, not onto the road, should we not be making advisory notes talking about impacting traffic on the road? We're literally talking about curb cuts on a state highway, and it's not touching the state highway. It's worry about overreach, because all the traffic's going back into the ring. It's not going onto Western.
Okay.
If you would be kind enough just to read the note again, if it's just a recommendation to coordinate with DOT as necessary for highway work permits, I'm comfortable with that, given that could be a possibility.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't want to overstep, so I appreciate your willing to work.
I think it also just says that they should submit a traffic.
Correct, citation. Okay.
Yeah, whatever that traffic plan, if it's gonna go through the Cross Gate Small Ring, then it'll say that when they submit the traffic plan.
Perfect. Yeah, I just want to.
Yeah.
We'll just read the traffic comments, David. It will be the fourth one. Yeah.
The fourth one. Review and permits by New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway, or involve any change of use or expansion of an existing development on a state highway should be required.
Heard that. I think if possible, the only two words that I'd recommend is, as applicable. Just to respond to the comment that I had heard from, someone else. So long as it's not a mandate, if there's not access, I'm comfortable with that, but as applicable.
This is our standard language for regarding traffic. So we'll just include all of that in there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a motion. All in favor?
Thank you very much for the time this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so our last project is the Renaissance Festival. The applicant is the New York Capital District Renaissance Festival, LLC. Project location, 342 Altamont Road, municipality, Town of New Scotland. Referring agency, Town of New Scotland Planning Board. Considerations. Special use permit to renew and amend previously issued special use permit for the Renaissance Festival taking place on 2 parcels owned by Indian Ladder Farms. Staff opinion, modify local approval to include Notification to the local fire department for review and comment on emergency access and the emergency plan. Review by the Albany County Department of Health for food service vendors. 3, notification to the Albany County Sheriff's Department for review and comment on emergency access and the emergency plan. Advisory note, the Albany County Planning Board advises that the town should request the applicant for a written traffic study that includes traffic control plan. Excellent. Any questions, objections?
So it sounds like this is something that they do, maybe not every year, but most years.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen this.
Motion? A second.
All in favor? Aye.
That's the end of our pieces for review, so I think we just go into unfinished and new business.
So unfinished business.
Yeah.
Reminder, we're in need of another board member. If you know of someone who might be interested, please let Gopika know or ask them to contact our county legislator. In addition, please give as much notice as possible if you know you will be unable to attend a meeting. 2, we had 53 people attending Albany County Planning and Zoning Training on Thursday, May 1st. All of the feedback was positive, with many requests to offer this again next year. We also received some suggestions for topics to be offered in the future. You can see the senior planner position to replace Gopika, now that she is in a new role, has been posted.
Yep, we're in need of staff.
You want to do 2 jobs?
I think she's up to 3 or 4 at this point.
And a new business. The next meeting of the Albany County Planning Board will be on Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. And the deadline for municipalities to submit referral items for review will be on Monday, June 9th. The reason for the change in date from our norm of the 3rd Thursday of the month is that the Juneteenth holiday falls on our typically scheduled meeting dates. So I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Right, and it's 4:07 p.m.
7 p.m.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
So, sharing.